Hoosiers. We are the paper boys from the Indiana Daily Student coming at you on a Saturday night after IU's 95-49 victory over a really bad Savannah State team. What happened in this game, Sam? I didn't watch most of it. I was so bored.
Yeah, what happened was Savannah State's one of the worst offensive teams in the nation.
One of the worst offensive teams I've ever seen.
Right, and they continued that trend. Savannah State shot, what did they shoot? 23.1% in the first half from the field. That's not good. Indiana closed the first half out. It was a 12-9 game at one point, which seems respectable.
That was nice.
7 minutes in, and then Indiana went on a 31-8 run to take a very deciding 43-17 halftime lead. From there, it was over. I think it was fans were calling for Tim Perler within 4 minutes in the second half.
Yeah.
It's earlier than we've seen.
That's how you know it's a kind of a blowout.
Well, Perler got first half minutes in one of those games. I think it was the exhibition.
Didn't have to call for him.
No.
They were calling for him.
Well, he wasn't a superstar yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
So then the second half, Indiana also outscored them 52-32, as if it wasn't enough.
Right.
And in fact, Tom Green called timeout with like
44 seconds.
Yeah, 44.
Or 20 seconds.
Yeah,
Up 44. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was the kind of game we were in. It was a blowout. If you watched it, I'm sorry. Not like the Big Ten football championship was any better, but we saw a blowout. That's plain and simple.
Yeah, if you remember, Savannah State is the team that scored 26 points in a game against Louisville a couple weeks ago. And I'm not entirely sure Indiana's going to score that many more points than Louisville on Tuesday, but it'll hopefully be a closer contest. We saw another great performance from James Blackman Jr. and Yogi Ferrell that led all scorers with 18 points. But we also saw kind of a little breakout from Stanford Robinson. His role has been different this season, where last year he started 9 games, he played every game, and he was kind of the first guy off of Tom Crean's bench, where he was that guy where, he didn't start, but he was also one of the 5 guys who finished games. They would pull Evan Gordon off. He didn't play the last 5 or 6 minutes, and Stanford Robinson took his place because he could play defense, he could get to the rim, and he could make plays. And he hadn't done that this season. He came back from his suspension against SMU, and he looked bad. He looked out of shape. He looked not out of shape. He looked out of sorts, like he was trying to force things. And tonight we kind of saw a stretch where Stanford Robinson turned it on, and he looked like the Stan of old, right?
Definitely. I think he was just 2 of 17 coming into this game shooting. He hasn't really gotten off the ground this year. But we saw a really different Stan than we've seen so far this year tonight. He had, I think, 5 assists.
Career high.
And, career high. And a lot of them were really good, smart plays. He had one play down low where he drove to the basket. Could have forced up a shot, but he made the extra pass and found Emmitt Holt down low for an easy layup.
Yeah.
And then plus he finished through contact a couple times. Had just an overall really good night for him.
Yeah, we still haven't seen that new jump shot really do anything. He switched from, you've heard it on every BTN and ESPN broadcast, he switched from his left hand to his right hand. He's shooting with his right hand now. We've seen him make one jump shot with that, and he missed one today. It looks better, but, he hasn't really been effective with the jump shot. He's still the same Stan who he's going to get to the rim, and he's probably going to try to finish with his left hand when he gets up there.
Yeah, he's a good defensive player. It was a byproduct of, it's one of those things where Stan was suspended, and that opened the door for Rob Johnson.
Yep.
Rob Johnson walked through the door, slammed the door, and said, "This is my door now."
Yes.
And basically he is the Stanford Robinson from last year, only playing better than he was at times last year. So it's going to be interesting because Stan's got to earn his way back in the lineup. It doesn't matter that he was around last year when Rob Johnson was playing significantly better. Johnson had 10 points today and 7 rebounds. And rebounding is something this team really needs.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how he works his way in there. Nick Zeisloff's going away. It's too many guards at this point. And we'll see if that changes against Louisville.
Yeah, Tom Crean said he doesn't have his rotation set yet, but I think he does.
Yeah, and he goes the 3 starters. He mentioned the 3 starting guards. That sounds like a rotation at least a little bit, because now you're referring to guys as starters and guys as bench players. So I think we're getting there. I think it's going to be an 8 or 9 guy rotation, and somebody's going to be left out. And right now, Stan's on the brink of being left out.
Well, and the sad thing is that those 8 or 9 guys, probably 7 of them are guards, or at least wing players. There's not a whole lot down in the post for this Hoosier team.
Yeah, but also we saw another pretty decent game from Emmitt Holt, where I think Emmitt Holt outplayed Hanner tonight again.
Yeah. I agree. It's the second game in a row where Emmitt played better than Hanner. And I don't know what that means moving forward, because I am not going to say that Emmitt Holt is ready for Louisville on Tuesday.
I don't think anybody's ready for Louisville.
That's true, too.
Hanner's definitely not ready for Louisville. Emmitt Holt's not ready. Maybe it's Pillar time.
Maybe it's Pillar time. It's always Pillar time.
No, but we saw Emmitt Holt finish with 8 and 5 tonight. He played 11 minutes. Hanner finished with 2 points and 3 rebounds in 15 minutes. So it's not necessarily that Emmitt is lighting the world on fire. He's leading the team in points and rebounds every night. He's doing something. Hanner Perea just kind of gets out there and he doesn't really do a whole lot. He's very nondescript unless he's throwing down an alley-oop from Yogi Ferrell, which he did once.
Which we like seeing, but at this point it's a matter of who is less of a liability when they're on the court, which isn't good when you have to go up against real centers like within a month or so, or like Tuesday you're going to have a real center and somebody's got to do something.
I know at one point tonight you and I had a conversation where I think Emmitt Holt's starting for this team by Christmas.
Yeah, or at least the Georgetown was the other game, was the day. So
yeah.
The 27th is that. Yeah, we're going to see him. It's just a matter of when. You got to experiment with them.
Right.
I thought this was the game where you did experiment with them because it is Savannah State and they were going to crush them. They didn't do that as much, but at some point it's going to be okay. Hanner, let's give it a try with Emmitt. And the time's coming. You think before Christmas? I think it has to be. That's when Big Ten season's starting. You might throw the freshmen out there with Big Ten starting.
I think he starts that game the 27th against Georgetown. IU has 2 tough games. They've got Louisville coming up on Tuesday, and then they have Butler on December 20th.
In Grand Canyon.
And then a bunch of cupcake games. A bunch of cupcake games in between then. I wouldn't be surprised if anybody's going to get beaten up by Montrezl Harrell on Tuesday. So you can't put that on Hanner. I wouldn't be surprised if Hanner puts out another bad performance against Butler on the 20th, then the next game you see Emmitt Holt out there instead of him.
And then also, you're pointing out that Georgetown game, and after Montrezl Harrell, who is a beast down low himself, Georgetown has Joshua Smith, who's 6'10" and over 300 pounds. So no one's going to move him in the middle, neither Hanner nor Emmitt. So it'll be interesting to see how Tom Crean decides to attack these 2 big games coming up in the non-conference schedule.
And it's interesting to me how much more effective Emmitt Holt is than Hanner Perea when they're kind of the same type of player. Theoretically, Hanner should be better than Emmitt because he's more athletic and he's bigger and stronger and he's got more experience. And they kind of provide that same thing. Emmitt's 6'7", Hanner's 6'9". Neither one of them is humongous. Neither one of them is backing guys down. Neither one of them is scoring a whole lot. So I don't get what it is about Hanner that we're not seeing and that we are seeing in Emmitt.
We'll find out soon if that's going to change. I don't know. Maybe Emmitt's just having a string of 2 good games. We don't know. We could be looking back at this and go, wow, we were idiots.
Remember when
Hanner
we
was so much better. And maybe it'll be, Jeremiah April was actually that guy. Jeremiah April, all caps. He played today. He had, 2 rebounds? No, he had a rebound. He had 1 rebound. He had a block.
He had a block.
It was a Jeremiah April block party against Savannah State. That was the game today, guys. A Jeremiah April block.
And Tim Priller missed a 3, which is very exciting.
And before we leave here, I just want to point out, huge factor in the game was IU going 23 of 25 on the free throw line, which was kind of overlooked, I feel like. That's, 92%?
It is
huge in this team. Like, if they can shoot 92%, that they can stay in the game with people if they can get to the line.
And it helped that they out-rebounded 42 to 24 for that, too.
And it helped.
They turned over the ball 15 times or so.
And it helped that Savannah State is terrible.
That really helped.
Yeah. All right, so that will be it for us on this Saturday night. We will see you guys again Tuesday night when IU takes on Louisville. We will not be there because we have class and stuff, or we tell people that we do. And it is in New York City playing at Madison Square Garden in the Jimmy V Classic.
At 9 o'clock.
At 9 o'clock at night, so we won't be able to make it there. But we will be with you guys via Twitter, via IDSnews.com, and via print like we always are.